Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and today we're going to be talking about two developer updates, last week's and this week's. First, I need to apologize for missing last week's update, but we're going to go ahead and wrap both of them up into today's video. Now, if this is your first time finding my channel, consider hitting that subscribe button and clicking the bell to stay up to date with all the newest videos. All right, so this is last week's update. We're just going to be taking a look at the bottom portion of it. The top part just has to do with Storm coming. So this bottom part talks about the Dark Dimension, and that is going to be a new game mode that provides extreme challenges for higher level squads. So, and it says the goal here is to fight through a series of tough battles over an extended period of play. So what that brings to mind for me is, if you're familiar with Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, they have a mode in there called Galactic War. In that mode, you create a team and then you work through each node. And as you go through those nodes, what you have, your character's health, stacks on Storm, your energy, everything flows over to each additional node. So similar to a raid. And if someone dies, you can't bring them back. And you got to just continue to work through that. You can bring them back in the game, but once they, you can bring them back within that battle, but once they die, at least to my knowledge, I'm not a huge Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes expert, but once you finish that match, whoever's dead, you need to bring somebody in order to replace that person and then continue through the nodes. So I can understand if this is similar to that game mode, how challenging that's going to be. They definitely warn us that it's going to be super challenging and not to get discouraged. It's going to start off with 2 difficulty levels, and then they're going to increase those over time. So I'm really looking forward to it. They say that this is where we're going to be able to unlock Ultron, and it looks like there's a couple different ways that they're going to be looking at leaderboards, because they talk about being the first to defeat a battle or completing it with the fastest time. So I don't know what kind of leaderboard information we're going to get there, but Dark Dimension sounds pretty cool. It does sound a lot like Galactic War to me, so I'm really interested to see what that has for us. And this last paragraph just talks about, in order to get through this new content, and I'm sure that they were thinking about this when they released the Ultima 6 raid, because that raid is very difficult for a lot of people. But in order to get through, I'm sure that, as well as a lot of this other stuff they got coming up, like the Dark Dimension and everything, they're going to give us additional ways to advance the power of our characters, increasing the level cap to level 70. Alliance leveling is going to come into play there. Alliance donations, which is going to allow the Alliance to work together in order to increase the level of the Alliance, which is going to help with resources that can be spent to increase character stats for the entire roster, which is great. The higher level of your alliance, the more you can increase your character stats by investing in resources and stats of your choosing. Also, your alliance level is going to determine how much you can upgrade your helicarrier. So we knew that we knew something was going on with the helicarrier. We just didn't really know what. And it looks like the helicarrier upgrades are going to play a vital role in the Alliance versus Alliance game mode, which sounds really interesting. Again, going back to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, it sounds a lot like the Territory Wars in there. So really looking forward to that. Looking forward to increasing the level cap as well. I'm glad that they put that off. I'm glad that they delayed that, because I really wasn't ready for it. But I think with these new game modes and the time that we've been allowed to invest in the characters that we currently have, I think we're quickly coming up to the right time to go ahead and allow us to do that. So that was last week's update. Let's go ahead and take a look at what just came out yesterday. So talking about here, they're just reminding us the new mutant origin gear is coming out. So again, those of you who are working on your mutants, you want to level your mutants as high as you can get them, or as high as you want to get them, and then gear them up as much as possible, so that when they do switch over to the new mutant origin gear, what you currently have on that character is going to switch with it. Now, one thing that they do mention in here, in this mutant origin reminder, is that if you currently don't have a slot filled with a piece of equipment, when that mutant origin gear kicks in, then that empty slot is going to require that mutant specific gear. So before we get too far into that, they talked about here the removal of Gamora in Nexus 2.9. Now, rumor has it that when they remove Gamora, they're going to put Groot in there. And if they do that, that's going to be cool because it gives us a way to farm the Guardians of the Galaxy. So for those of us who don't have Star-Lord can go ahead and get Star-Lord. So they're also going to be removing Crossbones from Villains 4.9. I haven't heard anything about who possibly is going to fill that slot, or when they remove Hand Assassin from Villains 5.6. So we're going to go ahead and see. We're going to have to wait and see what comes on that one. They do note that Crossbones and Gamora, though, is still going to be available in the Blitz store, so we can still farm them for those of you who do not have them 7-starred yet. Now, I got Gamora 7-starred, but I don't have Crossbones 7-starred. All right, and then the Mutant Origin reminder. I guess really I already covered it. It's just a reminder that we have the Mutant Origin coming. It's the Mutant Origin is going to join the other character types here of Skill, Bio, Mystic, and Tech. So a lot of cool stuff there. The Raid Storm Charge issue. So I know that there was an issue, or there's been some concerns with how Storm's charges work in the raids. So one thing that I do know is that in the raid, if Storm dies, so in my last video, and I'll go ahead and link it in the description below, and also I'll put it right up here. But in my last video, I take Storm through the raid, and in one of the nodes, my entire team wiped out. So I rezzed every single one of them. I had Storm at 15 charges on her ultimate, and when I rezzed her, I still had those 15 charges. So that was very cool. One of the concerns that I'm hearing, though, is that if you res her in the game, in that node, then she loses her charges. So that's one thing that they said that was not intended, or they're leading me to believe that that was not intended, and that they're going to go ahead and fix that. And that's going to come pretty quick along with that Mutant Origin update, which is supposed to come out in just a few weeks. Loki. So right now he is currently in the premium orbs, and right here he is only as a super rare, impossible to get drop rate. So, but the cool thing is if you are lucky enough to get him, then you're gonna get 180 shards. So that is cool if you're lucky to get that. RNG gods do not look favorably on me when it comes to stuff like that. But if you did get Loki, if you did get this 180 shards, let me know in the comment section below. I mean, that'd be really cool to see how many people are actually getting that. As far as Loki goes, the only other bit of news that I have possibly is that it is rumored. No, I'm sorry, it's not rumored. It was in our mail in the game that the Loki Blitz is coming out on 10/4. So that's just going to be a few weeks away as well. I'm not going to go over this raid key cap other than saying that this is in response to an effort to stop some alliances out there from cheating. Some alliances out there were playing the system to get unlimited raid keys so they can do back-to-back raids and just get an unfair advantage to the game. So they're reducing it down to 30,000. Now, I think 30,000 is probably a little too much in my opinion, but not too much. I mean, too much of a drop. But we'll see how it goes. I typically don't have an issue with raid keys, so I'm not overly worried about it, but we'll see how that drop goes. Next is the Defenders update. So I've thought about taking a look at each one of the Defenders in a separate video and take a look at what they currently have and really discuss where these might go. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with the Defenders. I'm a fan of the Netflix show and everything, so I really would like to put together a Defenders team and really play around with them. I know that some of you out there have done it. I'd be interested to hear from you as well. If you've put together a Defender team and you're doing super well, let me know in the comment section below too, because I think that's really cool. I haven't put a lot into them. I think out of all of the Defenders, the only one that I've put a lot into is Jessica Jones, and that's because I'm using her in the raids as to remove the negative status effects from my team. And then finally, we have the Block Party Flash event. So this is a event that's coming around. It's going to be similar to some of the other Flash events that we have. It's going to be city heroes only. So you're going to have, obviously, the Defenders are in there, but you got Luke Cage, Daredevil, Spider-Man, Miss Marvel we're going to be able to use in there because she's a city character. So any city characters you have, you're going to be able to use in there. So that's what I have for you today. There's a lot going on in the game right now. That's a quick update of what we got going on in the last 2 dev updates. Really looking forward to Dark Dimension. I'm looking forward to the Alliance Wars. Really interested to see how this Alliance donations work and how we level up our alliances and our helicarriers and stuff like that, because I think it's going to unlock a whole lot of other stuff in the game that we don't even know about. I'd also like to know what you guys think of the game. Are you guys still having fun with this? Are you excited about the new stuff coming up? What do you think about the updates that we're seeing right now? And what do you think about the direction that the devs are taking the game? I would say we were in a really dark spot with this game a few weeks ago before the devs really started communicating and really taking into heart some of the feedback that we've been giving them for the last couple months prior to that. So I think we're in a really, really dark spot there. But again, they're taking a lot of our stuff. They're really putting a lot into the game. We're seeing a better direction for this game. At least that's my belief. And I'm really excited to see how this game continues to evolve past what they've already shared with us. So I think it's really cool. I'd be interested to know what you guys think. So thank you for watching. If you liked the video, let me know by hitting the like button and sharing your thoughts and questions in the comments section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.